ladies, welcome. Today we're going to talk about the perfect meal for weight loss. So meals that are going to help you lose this weight and not hate every second of it, right? So let's dive into number one. And this is actually the most important one. And that is that you actually enjoy the food that you're eating. Food is a huge part of our lives. We use it for celebrating, for birthdays, Christmas. Food we eat multiple times throughout the day. So it is just a big chunk of what we do, of what we call life, right? So how are you going to sustain any type of diet if you hate every second of it? If you're eating food that you don't want to be eating? And the answer is you are not. It's not going to work, right? So you want to first and foremost like the food that you're eating. Actually be excited to eat it, right? So that is number one. Number two is to make veggies the main attraction of your meal. So that should be about half the plate or 50% of your total meal. Now, the best thing about veggies is that they are low in calories, but they pack a huge nutritional punch. So vitamins like A, B, C, those are going to come from your veggies, right? Now, another great thing is that most veggies include a lot of fiber, which is a nutrient that's really going to help you stay full and satisfied throughout the day. So a good healthy kind of hack when it comes to vegetables is to get a wide variety of colors. That way, you'll be getting a wide variety of nutrients. All right, so that is number two. The veggies should be the main attraction of your meal. So before we move on to number three, I want to mention that you want to record these meals. You want to be able to come back and have a bank of all these meals that you already know are perfect for your weight loss, right? So this is actually a technique that I teach my clients inside Dream Body Bootcamp. And what we're doing is creating your staple meals. Now, yes, you will be putting the work in up front ahead of time to create these meals, but once you have this bank at your disposal, this process is going to get a lot easier, especially if you just don't like recording every single day, counting calories, stuff like that. This is going to help you to get away from having to do that. So I just wanted to mention that before we moved on. Every weight loss meal needs a lean protein source. So grilled chicken, turkey, tilapia, cod, salmon, shrimp. These are all really good examples of lean protein sources. For each of your staple meals, you want to have at least 20 to 50 grams of protein. And ideally, the more, the better. Now, protein is one of the most important nutrients when it comes to weight loss. And let me tell you why. The reason is because this is one of the primary nutrients that is going to keep you full and satisfied throughout the day. Now, not only that, but protein is used everywhere in the body. We need it to support our organs, systems, tissues, everything that's going on in there, and our muscles. So not only is it good for weight loss, it's going to keep you full throughout the day, and not to mention the fact that our body takes more energy to break down protein, which is going to cause you to burn more calories. But also, it is amazing for every single process that goes on inside your body. Now, we get this misconception that the only people who need lots of protein are, bodybuilders, like super muscular dudes, right? Like the big, strong men. And yes, of course they need it too. But that protein is just as important for you, for your body, for your weight loss, to keep your bones, muscles, tissues, everything healthy. So make sure you're getting a good amount of protein in. Now, the good idea, or the good thing about this is that if you create these meals and you follow these guidelines, then you're already gonna have tons of meals that will help you get more protein, right? It'll make it a lot easier. So that is what you need. That's number 3, a lean protein source. Let's move on to number 4. Now we can't forget to add a little bit of healthy fat to our diet. So avocado, olive oil, almonds, pecans, walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds, the list goes on and on. These are all healthy fat examples. Now, the one thing I want to caution you with is that you want to make sure you pay attention to your portions because healthy fats are high in calories. So for instance, olive oil, just 1 tablespoon is 120 calories. So just be mindful of how much you're using and keep your portions very small. Now, a lot of you would be like, oh, well, if they're so high in calories, why don't I just skip it? Yeah, I'll skip it, save the calories, right? No, because we need these healthy fats. They're essential for our life. So they're good for skin, hair, nails. They help to keep our joints lubricated and so many more benefits inside the body. So you want to make sure you are getting healthy fats in each meal. All right, so moving on, number 5. Another important thing you want to pay attention to is, does this meal fill me up? So am I super hungry about an hour after I eat this meal? Or is it carrying me through to my next meal and, I'm satisfied, barely hungry? Now, if it is, on this end of the spectrum where you're super hungry right after, it's probably not the best meal for weight loss, right? So it's not going to be one of your staple meals. Now, the good thing is, if you followed the other guidelines up until this point, then you are already creating meals that will keep you full and satisfied because they're going to have plenty of protein and plenty of fiber, right? So this one should be a no-brainer if we've already got those other things in line, right? So let's move on. Number 6, these meals have to fit in your daily calorie budget. So a good rule of thumb normally is to stay under 500 calories most of the time. Now this is a range, so sometimes you may have meals that are 250, 300, etc. But trying to stay below that 500 calorie mark is going to be beneficial for weight loss. Now, everybody's different. We all have a different amount of calories in our daily budget. We have different goals, we weigh different. So the best thing to do if you want to figure out how many calories that you should be eating each day is to use an app like MyFitnessPal or the Lose It app. You can go on there, download it, and they'll have you take a quiz. That's gonna, based on your goals, your needs, everything like that, you're gonna be able to have exactly how many calories you need to be eating each day. And these staple meals, they need to fit within that budget, right? So if you have a meal on here that's 800 calories, it may not be the best for weight loss. It may be too high. So just trying to keep it below that 500, right? Most of the time. Don't forget that part because it's not always going to be the case. For instance, one of my staple meals is 586 calories. But again, I give myself that leeway because it's one of my favorite meals and it fills me up. But I make sure that for that day, I stick within my caloric budget. So it has to fit in there. All right, next, let's talk about those extra carbs, like the rice, potatoes, pasta, bread, croutons, all that good stuff. My rule of thumb is you don't need to have these things in every single meal. But going back to our rule number 1 for our healthy meals, you want to leave room to enjoy your food. So balance is key with this one. You don't want to just eliminate these extra carbs from your diet, but you also don't want to have every single meal that you eat include them either. So again, balance with this one. The important thing is to really prioritize the other things we learned about today. The veggies, the protein, the fiber, staying within our caloric budget. If you focus on all of those things first, then the other stuff, the carbs, will fall into place after that, okay? And you'll see where you can afford to have them in your diet. All right, so I'm gonna show you a couple of my favorite staple meals, all right? So let's do it. So let's start out with the breakfast I like. I start with olive oil. I saute all these veggies, add a little bit of sea salt and pepper. Then I go ahead and add this all to about 3 eggs. This is really high in protein and has tons of veggies. This is one of my favorite salads. It's spinach, shrimp, and a lean cut of steak. And for my healthy fat, I use olive oil and vinegar for my dressing. This is tilapia and shrimp with broccoli, and then a side salad. And as you can see, I don't skimp on my croutons or cheese. Next, it's taco day. Chop up some chicken, add a little bit of taco seasoning, and voila, it's taco night. Don't forget, tons of veggies, light sour cream, salsa, and cheese. This is simple, just tilapia, Brussels sprouts, and sweet potatoes, all cooked in olive oil. Next, this is an Asian chopped salad with shrimp and scallops. Super delicious, cover with a poppy seed dressing. Another one of my staples is grilled chicken served with mixed vegetables and a sweet potato. I add a little bit of light brown sugar as a treat to my sweet potato, and I use the light yum yum sauce and honey barbecue as a dipping sauce. This is my thin crust flatbread pizza. I brush it with olive oil, then I add cheese and all the veggies that I like. As you can see, I have delicious food that I enjoy, and it follows all of these guidelines. It's 100% realistic to do this. You just have to figure out what works for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you did. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.